The purpose of this podcast is to educate and inform. It is no substitute for professional care by your doctor or your qualified healthcare professional. Never disregard or delay professional medical advice because of something you've heard on this podcast or in any linked material. Guests who speak on this podcast express their own opinions, experience, and conclusions. Dr. Shirley neither endorses nor opposes any particular opinion discussed on this podcast. The views expressed on this podcast have no relation to those of any academic, hospital, practice, institution, or other entity with which Dr. Shirley may be affiliated.
Welcome to Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty. This podcast is curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD, as the definitive source of holistic wellness through beauty.
Hi everyone, it's Dr. Shirley. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Fab, a segment of the Forever Fab podcast where I review products and services in 15 minutes or less. If you don't have time to tune into my full-length podcast, then please check out 15 Minutes of Fab. Now, some people have considered it truth in beauty or plastic surgery secrets or like an academic take on, beauty and wellness. But consider it whatever you may and however the podcast serves you. My aim is to engage you as a credible and authoritative voice in all aspects of beauty and wellness, including products, services, technologies, and innovations in plastic surgery. So that said, let's get started. Over the past few months of, lockdown, shutdowns, feeling downs, I've gained some time to be able to engage in and explore and experiment with some of my favorite things. And some of those favorite things are beauty products and skincare devices. So today we are going to talk about Physicians Formula Rosé All Day Oil-Free Serum. I think you can tell that I just like the name, but I actually did review it. I tried it. I used it. I've got commentary. I'm going to try to sound intelligent about this product, even though I may say Rosé all day. Anyway, so Physicians Formula Rosé All Day Oil-Free Serum. What is it? It's a facial serum. And the brand mantra, according to the website, is, quote, healthy beauty, end quote. They're all about healthy beauty. So the products are carefully crafted and tested to meet strict requirements, according to the website. And those requirements are that they have to be hypoallergenic, safe for sensitive skin and eyes, and created without any of the 150 plus known harsh ingredients that are found in other personal care items. Also, the brand states that its products are recommended by allergists, dermatologists, ophthalmologists, and plastic surgeons. So we'll see at the end of this review if I am one of those plastic surgeons that would recommend Physicians Formula. The brand benefits, according to the website, are that the products are hypoallergenic, paraben-free, gluten-free, dermatologist-approved, clinically tested, oil-free, cruelty-free, and vegan. So that's all positive stuff. And what is the company all about? Again, I'll quote from their website. Quote, it all started in 1937. When leading allergist Dr. Frank Crandall created Physicians Formula as an expression of love for his wife Edith, who suffered from lupus and longed for makeup that wouldn't aggravate her skin condition. Since then, we have continued Dr. Crandall's concept of healthy beauty, end quote. That's kind of cool, right? I love that. So today specifically, I'm reviewing Physicians Formula Rosé All Day 28. And I will very quickly read to you what they are. Water, rose flower water, dimethicone, cyclopentasiloxane, glycerin, synthetic fluoroflogopite. I always screw that one up. There's a lot of in that one. Titanium dioxide, or CI77891, PPG-15 sterile ether, hydroxyethyl acylate sodium acrylpullulan, Number 10, glycerol stearate. 11, PEG 100 stearate, disodium EDTA, apple fruit extract. Oh, there's one thing I recognize, apple fruit extract. Phenoxyethanol, fragrance, caproglycol, hexylene glycol, ethyl hexylglycerin, terminalia, fernandia, kakadu fruit or kakadu fruit. Maybe kakadu sounds better. PEG 7, Lycium barbarum. That's goji fruit extract. Okay, I know that one too. Tocopherol, sorbitol, tin oxide, potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, citric acid, and radish root ferment filtrate. Okay, I think that was 28 ingredients. Many of them sounding complicated. But according to the brand, the benefits are that this particular product, this oil-free serum, will give you an antioxidant-packed, oil-free, pearl-luminous formula that helps to tighten and brighten skin for a radiant glow. It's enriched with rose water, which it is enriched because it's listed as ingredient number 2. So when the ingredients are listed that high up in the list, that means there's a lot of it. So it is enriched with rose water to help soothe, calm, and hydrate your skin. It's also formulated with antioxidant-rich goji and kakadu plum, which I did mention to you in that list. And let's see, goji is listed as number 21 and the kakadu fruit is number 19. So kind of low on that list. So not enriched, but just contains. And allegedly that plum is the richest source of vitamin C of any fruit. So that's cool. Too bad it's not higher up in that ingredient chain. But anyway, those are the brand benefits for the Rosé All Day Oil-Free Serum. How does one use this oil-free serum? Well, it can be used as makeup and a face primer, but generally, I don't wear makeup, so that wasn't useful for me. And it could also be used with your daily skincare routine. So that's how I use it, as my daily skincare routine. And I have used it over the past probably 2 months, and I have not used it every day. And you'll know why. But when I did use it, it was interesting. It could also be used alone, which is what I did, under and over makeup. Again, I didn't use it under or over any makeup. I just used it alone as a serum, and then I topped it off with a moisturizer. So based on my experience over the past couple of months and what I felt about it, I gave it a FAB score. And what is a FAB score in general? A FAB score is a number score that I use based on 1 to 5. I use it to rate products and services. Number 1 being something I would not recommend. And number 5 being absolutely fabulous. So of course I would recommend it. And this score is based on my personal experience with the product, as well as my professional background as a plastic surgeon and holistic wellness expert. So to come up with this FAB score, I assessed and took into account a number of factors that include, but are not limited to, ingredients, meaning what specific ingredients are in the formulation, the actual formulation, how those ingredients come together, in what concentrations, how clean that formulation is, the aesthetics of the product itself, as well as of the packaging, the sensation of the product. How does it feel? Is it tacky? Is it sticky? The olfaction, does it have a smell? And if it does have a smell, is it a pleasant smell? Whether or not the product is effective. I mean, does it bloody work? Whether or not the company has any initiatives for sustainability or social good, the price of the product, among other factors. So that's a long list of factors to take into consideration, but I think they're all important. And even though it's a long list, the scale, the rating scale in and of itself is fairly simple, 1 to 5. So, physician's formula, Rosé All Day, oil-free serum, received a FAB score of 3.0. Now, for me, 3.0 is just, like 50-ish 50 or 55, right? 55, like, oh my God, I'm not even able to do math. 55. My goodness gracious, 55, 45, there you go. And, or like, 60, 40, whichever one of those ratios. Sometimes I go among all those three because I'm not really sure, but 3.0 is kind of basically on the edge. And on the edge of whether or not I really like it enough to recommend it. So the positive factors why I gave it a 3.0 and not like a 2.0 or a 2.5. Well, that, for some people, it could serve as double duty, both as a makeup primer and skincare. The other positive is that it is in a glass bottle, and I do appreciate recycling. The other plus is that it's inexpensive. And, for some people, especially double duty, it's a good bang for the buck. Across the product offerings, there are products there that range from $2 all the way up to $25. So that's pretty doable. The line also does offer an extensive product range. They've got lots of offerings. I mean, a lot. And they also create not just skincare, but also makeup. For some people, that's a plus. For me, not so much, but for some people, that's a plus. The website is indeed thorough. They've got tutorials. They've got videos. They have how-to instructions. They list the ingredients. They're transparent about the ingredients. So that is a super duper plus. They also have an affiliate program. So they want to share the love, right? So if you help them to make profit and you spread the good word, you can become an affiliate and you can make some profit too. So I think that's fair. And then lastly, as you've been hearing throughout this review, I love the name, right? However, Physicians Formula Rosé All Day Oil-Free Serum is not necessarily something I'd be having rosé all day about, because it received a FAB score of only 3.0, and the negative factors for such a score are that I don't know the source of the ingredients. Now, perhaps that's not super important for most people, but for me it is. And it seems as if the majority of the ingredients that I rattled off to you are totally lab-based / synthetic. And again, there isn't anything wrong with that, but I tend to like hybrid formulas. I like some natural and organic and, just a few chemicals. So that's perhaps a personal thing. So for me, source of ingredients was not really transparent. The price, the same reason that the price is a plus for some people, the low price might be a negative for other people, because they feel that if it costs so little, then maybe it's not a quality product. I mean, and that's legitimate, but you can be on either side of that. I think during these times, global pandemic, protests, civil unrest, a lot going on in this world. Maybe you don't, some people don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on a skincare product. I totally understand. So it's a plus and a minus. Another negative is that for me, that a company or a brand that makes makeup and skincare, especially for someone who doesn't really wear makeup, I just find that that's too too diffuse. It's just a lot, and it's not focused enough for my taste. So if I tend to support brands that are either makeup only or skincare only, and not to say that you can't diversify your portfolio and make whatever you want. But for me, I'm just thinking, if you are really dedicated and devoted to skincare, that's what you do. Maybe that's my bias because I'm a surgeon. But anyway, lastly, the last negative for me, again, maybe a positive for some people, it just didn't work out for me, is that one of the reasons why it could be used as a makeup primer and maybe alone as makeup is that it has this sort of pink residue, this pink tint that it just shows up when you put it on, when you apply it. That's kind of what you get. Unfortunately for me, while it may be a plus for some people, it didn't match my skin tone, and I do have pink and peachy undertones, but it looked a little pasty on me, and it looked like I diluted some Pepto-Bismol and left a little bit on my face. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's not Pepto-Bismol bad. But anyway, the pink tint or the pink residue on this product did not match my skin tone. So that probably didn't work out so well for me. If I knew how to blend it in with makeup or foundation or base or primer or something else, whatever it's called, then maybe that would have been better for me. But it did not. So that's why it received the FAB score of 3.0, despite the fabulous name. And I do believe there are other products in this line with this name, so maybe I'll try something else. But anyway, that is my review of Physicians Formula Rosé All Day Oil-Free Serum. If you like this episode of the Forever Fab podcast, specifically 15 Minutes of Fab, then please share it and subscribe to the feed. Until next time, thank you for listening to this week's Forever Fab podcast episode. Stay beautiful and fearless inside and out.
Thank Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty, curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD. Live beautifully and help make the world a more beautiful place.